The Prime Minister of both countries are coming. Obviously, it's an exciting time. But obviously, for players, we've got job at hand. So the talk is just around that. How we're going to come on top of this Test match and try and do everything that we can to win this Test match. No, I think it's important. Any Test match you play, leave the conditions outside of it. You just got to go and score runs, find ways to score runs, and that is the talk within the group. How challenging the pitches are, how much is it turning, how much is it seaming, and all that. We are trying to keep all of that away. Conditions are there for us to play, and you got to find your way to score runs on whatever pitches you play on. So that is the talk, and we are just trying to figure out more and more methods of coming out on top when the pitches are challenging. Every individual is different, so they'll find their own way of scoring runs. Obviously, all these guys have played a lot of cricket, so you can't change a lot of things in the span of 3 weeks. You just need to change your mindset. You need to adapt to the conditions as quickly as possible. Various approach to your batting and all those kind of things. It's more than the skills. I think it's mentally how you prepare yourself, how you want to tackle the opposition bowlers, what they're throwing at you. So things like that. I think it's more mental than the skills. It's something I really thought of. If you win the toss, what should we be doing? So I guess the three results that has come, the captains have preferred to lose the toss in that case. But usually that doesn't happen. It's probably maybe the first time all tosses that has been lost by the captain has gone on to win the game. I don't think that has ever happened in India. But having said that, we know these conditions. We played so much cricket here, which is obviously, tend to get slower and slower. The wear and tear of the pitches are a lot more as the day goes on, as the game goes on. So obviously, when you win the toss, you need to make the most of it, batting first and all of that. I mean, like I said it at the press conference after the game, we didn't bat it well enough in the last game, which is what cost us the game. That enough runs on the first inning, enough runs on the board in the first innings is probably what cost us the game. It tells you that toss is not a factor at all in this series. So you got to bring out your best skills, play best cricket, and win the game. Obviously, when the pitches are that helpful for the spinners, your team is expecting a lot out of you. Every ball that you bowl, you're desperate to take a wicket. But I thought they were quite calm, both of them. They pitch it in the right area, let the batsman guess and make a mistake. It was that kind of a thought process for them, and it really worked for them. Having said that, they really have potential to play at the highest level, which they've shown. It's for us. It's just about understanding what they've done in this last 2 games, how we can come out on top of them as well. DRS is a tricky one. Honestly, it's like a lottery. You get it right. Otherwise, you just got to hope for the best. You just got to understand certain aspect of DRS, pitching in line, impact in line, those kind of things. Because in India, there's not too much of bounce. So not every ball that hits the pad, the bounce is going to be a factor. But impact और पिचिंग का देखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. स्पेशली लास्ट गेम में टर्न काफ़ी हो रहा था, तो वी हैड टू लुक एट 3 एस्पेक्ट: pitch in line, impact in line, and then how much the ball is turning. When we played in Delhi, it was not turning so much, so it was only the impact and probably the line where it pitched, whether it's outside leg or in the line. So that is how you assess, and that is what we try and do as well. When we played in Indore, we didn't realize that it's going to turn so much. So we quickly gathered our thoughts and we said, okay, this looks like it's going to turn a bit. So we need to understand how much it turns and where the ball will even part of the dressing room. They don't know what sort of talk happens in the dressing room. Ruthless is the word that comes to my mind, and it comes to every cricketer's mind, being ruthless. Not to give any inch to the opposition when they are playing, especially when they are touring abroad. And that is exactly what we have also experienced when we have toured outside. That opposition will never let you come into the game, never let you come into the series. And that is the mindset we have as well. We want to do best in all the games. If it seems overconfident or anything like that for the outsiders, it doesn't really matter to us, because Ravi himself has been in this dressing room, and he knows what sort of mindset we have when we play as well. So, yeah, so it's about being ruthless, not being overconfident. See, I think when you're playing on these kind of pitches, you just got to slightly stay ahead of the bowler as well. Before he does anything, you are ready with what you want to do. It should be that kind of mindset. And I'm just talking about me, not anyone else. That's how I approach. I cannot give you the entire detail of how I approach an innings because it won't be right. Just from the top, what I think is basically trying to stay ahead of the opposition, try and do different things on the pitch. And yeah, I mean, Nagpur was a great example for me as well, how I wanted to bat, in this series. And also, like, before this test series, we played a series against England, 4-match series. I got 100 in Chennai as well, where the pitch was turning a little bit. So even there, I tried to apply myself, try and do what I'm good at, things like that. So, yeah, you just got to adapt to your strength, and your strength will be different from the others. So I try and stick to my plans, stick to my strength, what I do the best. I try and stick to all those kind of things. Yeah, look, honestly, when you're Papant, speaking about him, obviously it's a big miss. We all know what he can do with the bat, and also the keeping. The last couple of years, he's kept so well for us on turning pitches and all of that. So he's a big miss. When we knew that he is not going to be available for us, that was a reason that was one of the reasons we got Ishan in, because obviously he's a left-hander, can play attacking game. But look, speaking about Bharat, obviously, he spent a lot of time in domestic cricket, played a lot of domestic cricket, Ranji Trophy, India A's, zonal, and scored a lot of runs. So it'll be slightly unfair to judge him on these kind of pitches. You got to give. Especially if someone's making a debut in the series, you got to give him enough room or enough innings for him to, set himself up for a big score. I think that is important, and that is something that I spoke to him at the start of the series, that do not worry about what kind of pitches we will play, what challenges are ahead. You will get enough time to prove yourself, because these pitches are not easy. So, if you want to play on pitches like that, you got to be ready for guys failing in some of the innings as well, and then you got to back those guys. So that is what we are doing with KS, and KS, obviously, like I said, he's got a lot of runs in domestic cricket, has experience. He's a good keeper, but yeah. Spoke to Ishan also. When he gets his chance, he will get the number of games. We will not drop him after playing just 2 test matches. It will be unfair, and that is what we are trying to do with KS Bharat as well.